Welcome back to Games Revealed. I am James and also the Brink, and we are one community. Today, we will be talking about a couple of different things. Xbox Game Pass, newest game is not doing well for various different reasons. The Lamplighters game is potentially part of that. Got Lords of the Fallen. Is it available on Steam Deck? If it's not, is it going to be playable? What's going on there? Ark Survival Evolution's code has been stolen. Let's talk a little bit about that whole franchise. Counter-Strike 2, is it bad? Or is it good? Or is it just being hate-bombed? Also, Unity has jettisoned some weight with one of its leaders. We're going to talk about that too. Then, finally, we have a request from the community on Steam Deck NVMe drives. We'll go through a couple of those things, what you could potentially use as replacements. That is on today's docket. Now, as like always, we are going to chat with chat while we do this. So we'll chat, go over news, chat, go over news. That's kind of how it's going to go. I'll try to be a little bit more on point today so we can get through more news in an hour instead of 2 hours with little news. But, it's all fun, right? All fun and games until someone doesn't get news. Okay. Well, let's mosey on over to field trip mode, that is not it. There we go. Okay. Welcome. Chad, Cat, maybe baby. Wolf, how is it going? Rachy, what's up, Revealed Fam? ×2. Oh, yes. Thanks, Rachy. Yes. So, I did not create this live stream until just this second, so I do apologize. Humblebee, welcome. How is it going? Yeah, I waited a second to create this. I had in-laws over. I had tasty food I was eating, and then I wanted to do more research into what we were going to be covering tonight before I, and then did the thumbnail and all that jazz, all the good times. So, before we jump into this, and while we're jumping into this, you guys are always welcome to throw me some recommendations. Someday I will have a better system for recommendations and also for giveaways, as I will do more giveaways in the future, like consistently a lot more. And in fun, varying, different ways of doing that. It's just fun. I enjoy it. Okay. Like I said, I think we're going to have to give people a little bit of time to jump on in. So let's just start into the news and wait for people to get in. The Lamplighters League. So, hold up. Sorry. Choo! Man. It looks like a good game. Let's, do they have a trailer of this? I have it over here. Okay. So, Lamplighters League has been labeled a big disappointment by its publisher, Paradox Interactive, due to weak commercial reception. And the assumption greatly is that people are still playing the last few really massively big games to come out on the Xbox Game Pass. If you don't know what the Xbox Game Pass is, it is an amazing deal for around $15 a month. You can play a bunch of different games. I need to adjust my camera. I think I got little cracks. Okay, there we go. You can play different games. It's like Netflix, but for games. And you can play them. Some of them are streamed, so you can stream them from a server. So if you're on your Xbox, Steam Deck, that is, and you don't want to download the game, or if it's not compatible quite yet, you could potentially play it through streaming through some services that are offered. Then you can play on your main PC. Steam Deck doesn't really allow this unless there's a crack out for it already or some type of third-party service. But on a Windows PC, you can install these games. I honestly used it for Redfall more than anything in some other games. I go on and off and buying Game Pass. I think it's a good deal. It just depends. Most of the games, like Starfield, are games I want to play. Speaking of Starfield, it is the game that Lamplighters League has been having to fight against, and I don't blame them for being a little I'm sure they're a little upset about having to come right after that. And yeah, you want to know why? Because Starfield is a huge game. People are going to be playing that for months. And so it's interesting to see that this game is just doing poorly. It could also, I will be fair though. I will be fair. It's I believe it's Lamplighters League is a turn-based strategy game inspired by 1930s pulp magazine and XCOM that released on October 3rd. So it released a week ago. This is it right here. I will have to admit it looks fun, but it could have released potentially a little too early or late. It just doesn't seem like this type of game is, and you can see it only has 144, which is it's not horrible, but for actually Paradox Interactive, I believe, yeah, it could be a little bit better for this type of game. And so, yeah, it's not doing overly great for when it first came out. It looks great, and it sounds like Raichi is definitely recommending the game is amazing. Okay, you guys can watch a little bit of this. Well, I have to full screen it. We can watch a little bit of this and get back in the chat. So it's definitely got that Indiana Jones spy thriller of what, 20s, 30s, 40s, where you get to adventure around and get to do turn-based combat like an XCOM. XCOM's a really fun game if you haven't played it. If it's not your style of game, I get it. It looks like it might even have a little bit of Cthulhu involved with it. Yeah, it looks fun. It looks like something I'd potentially play too. I just have so much on my plate, including Cyberpunk and Starfield. I'll be honest, I'm just not available to play something like this. Streaming-wise on Twitch, there's a good chance I might play The Hunger. If you don't know what that is, it's a Half-Life game mod that's really old. But for diving into a new game and have to pay attention, I just don't have the brain power these days as I'm getting through a bunch of other games. But maybe one day I'd try this because it looks pretty good. Coming out at $49.99, or like I said, you can get it on the Game Pass. And it is Steam Deck compatible, and because the way the Steam Deck controllers are, this would be a good one for touchpad. Let's jump into chat and say hi to some more peeps. Ian, glad to catch you live. Looking forward to deck revealed updates. I haven't been paying attention lately, and I have not been giving updates very well on that project. I have been working on it, Ian. I'm just being very slow and methodical about it. As a big part of it works, it's just the Netflix and some other things don't quite work perfectly yet. So I am still working on it. Yeah, I have my three main projects, and the reason why I haven't been posting videos on this channel as much is that I'm trying to get into a good flow with podcasts. I'm trying to we can talk about some cleanup at the end of this on what I'm doing. I'm always happy to talk about it if you always are interested to hear. Lomgi, hello. Wolf, sorry, I've been busy. May not talk as much because my best friend of the family is still here visiting. Well, I'm glad that your friend is still there, Wolf. Have fun. Yeah, Ian, I thought Lamplighters looked cool. I haven't tried it yet. Yeah, it does. It looks cool. But like I mentioned too, like it's just not, I have so much stuff to play. And in fact, that's a little bit of a worry of mine with building video games. It's why I probably haven't worked on my video game as much, but I'm reinvigorated. If I want to succeed, that's the place I want to succeed in is video games. And so while the competition's never been higher, and even this shows it in some ways, it's something that I'd like to try to really get into. Releasing video games. So Raichi, the Lamplighters League is sandwiched between Cocoon, Gotham Knights, and Dark Tide Forza Motorsports. Okay, good to know, Raichi. Mumbles might get the Lenovo handheld for my missus. Ooh, Mumbles, that's it. Not a bad idea. Then you have the best of both worlds. Also, I promised, and that's another reason it took me a little bit longer to get this live, like, because I never scheduled it. I just went, I scheduled this stream for 2 minutes before 8. That's why no one was on right when I did it, because I just announced it. But part of the reason was I was also filling out a poll, or starting a poll on YouTube. I don't know where you'd have to go. You just scroll through the YouTube app and you get a poll. And I ask, this is from last week, whether or not you'd be getting the Legion Go, the ROG Ally, one of the many random other devices, AYN, INEO, et cetera. And so, and then I put an other in there, which those two are almost the same. But curious to see what people choose on that. So I know I said I'd do that last week. I didn't get around to it until today, because sometimes I forget. Lomkey can't install them. I think they all UWPs. Ooh, yeah. That makes sense. So that's not compatible with Steam Deck. Eureka, welcome. Wolf. Don't forget to bash that like button with your crowbar. Exactly. Make sure to like, subscribe, bash that bell with your crowbar if you have not done so. We're almost at 1,300 subs, I believe. Am I wrong? I believe that's correct. 1,300. Sorry, 12,300. So we're getting there. What kind of content would you guys like to see? I'll do some more polls and stuff. I know people are wanting guides a lot, and I really hope I'm not disappointing too many people. I just don't like making guides as much lately. And I've mentioned this multiple times, and the big part is I almost would rather do them on the website than through YouTube, because they become obsolete. And then if I take that down, it's just, I don't know. I just don't like taking them down. I should, but I don't. Raichi, XCOM is just better. Well, to be fair, I would probably agree. I like space aliens, kind of what XCOM is, more so than this, but I do like a good Explorer Indiana Jones game, so I could see myself liking this. And also saying, I still have XCOM 2 to play and beat, and that's been out for what, 7 years, 5 years, something, I don't know. I like the original, and I just need it. Or maybe it's XCOM 2's DLC is what it is. It might have been the DLC. I don't know. Yeah, it was the DLC. I played XCOM 2, and I haven't played XCOM 2. So the DLC that I wanted to play. Okay. I think. I don't know. It's all good. That's how long it's been. Andre, I've played Bejeweled for months. Nice. Nothing wrong with that. And hello, Andre. Lomkey, the Game Pass UWP. I mean, yeah, no. Yep. Ian, I love XCOM style games, but I have been getting turn-based fatigue lately. Very samey. Yeah, 100%, Ian. Just a quickie stop before bed. See ya. Andre, always great to have you by and stopping by and saying hi. Raichi, Legion Go, winning at 40%. Oh, is it? Nice. Mumble, so happy to see Halo brought back Firefight. Not a big competitive guy. Also, did you check out any of the Steam Fest demos? Ooh, we can look into that too. I forgot to put that in there. Lomkey, I think there be more trade-in ally for Legion Go than Steam Deck to Legion Go. You think there's going to be more trade-in ally for Legion Go? Yeah, I have a feeling you could be onto something, Lomkey. Hi, MetaQuest 3. Yes, let's go over MetaQuest 3. I will, MetaQuest 3. I've heard really good things about this. If you have a specific article or video for us to watch, hi, you are a mod. I believe you can post a link in there. Always helpful to do that. And I'll get to the MetaQuest 3. Lomkey, even way a lot good games that are handheld people use. Whatever handheld people use. Yep. Well, that's the thing. Even if you have a Steam Deck, it will play so many games. So, like, the library is bigger than anything else handheld wise. Because especially if you include emulators and everything. it does so much. The problem, though, with the Steam Deck is if you're more of, I want to play games that I want to play. Like, Tony Hawk plays great on the deck, but it plays really good on the ROG Ally. And that's what I've been playing it on. It pretty almost like I played it starting out on the deck and it played great, but I can reduce the TDP to 10 and I get really good, still get fairly good performance. The speakers are just amazing for the music. It's so hard. It's such a hard thing. Ally already dig in the Steam Deck number already it did its damage. Probably it's the deck's been out. I'll be honest. So a lot of the Steam Deck has brought a lot of new people to the. I know, being honest. When am I not honest, right? I need to stop saying that. It comes off very disingenuous. The deck came out a year and a half ago. Console people, it brought a lot of new people from the console and newer people to Steam, which is a good success, I would say. And I know they're trying to treat it as a console-like system with the way they talk about doing upgrades and all. People are also worried, oh, well, if they do an upgrade in like 6 months, is my current console obsolete? No, because it will still play the same games it currently does. It's not going to change. And with the way the rating system works, I don't think it would be a drastic change to then have two different SKUs if they did upgrade the Steam Deck's performance. That's my biggest thing with the Steam Deck is that a big portion of its base, especially early adopters, are PC gamers. And people that want to tinker and get more out of their device personally. If you have not bought a Steam Deck yet, I would almost say just get an ROG Ally if you're fine with messing around with Windows a little bit. It just plays things. People aren't going to like this better. Like, I can play Dead Space better on it, Tony Hawk. But at the same time, I still do recommend Steam Deck if you want a console-like experience. So it's such a hard world to be between all this. Still have my Steam Deck. I still play it. In fact, I don't know if I'll play Persona 5 on the ROG Ally. We'll see. But I love the Steam Deck still for a lot of games. It's just I'm an enthusiast, and I do content online, so it's good to have both. If I had to pick one right now, it would potentially be the ROG. But I'm a power user, ROG Ally. For my wife, for Susie, for my kids, maybe even more for my kids, I'd choose Steam Deck, 100%. Raichi, my Steam Deck has become more of a streaming machine. Yeah, I could see that. Mumbles, the Steam Deck is more of a straightforward experience akin to a console, but if you want to use Game Pass or other games, I recommend the other kind of handles. Exactly. I think that's a good way to put it. Get Party Animals. We love it. Ooh, Cascoder, good idea. I think that's a good idea to get Party Animals. I also think that we're going to get more optimizations. Like my game, I'm going to try my best. I'm not going to promise at this point, but my game, Space Breach Drifting, is going to be, at least that's the name of it right now. I'm going to try to shoot for Steam Deck as the minimum. And then in the recommended area will probably be ROG Ally. I don't know if people are going to like that, but I'm going to try to, I'm shooting for Steam Deck to be my minimum, meaning it'll play well enough. There's going to be a lot of events and a lot of fluids in it, if you know what I mean. And it's not that kind of game, Raichi. I know what you're thinking, Raichi. Okay, so as far, what's a good game? I have not been paying attention to certain things because I have been working on websites, working on apps, working on games right now. And then I have been working on content for this, but I've just been writing stuff. I haven't filmed anything yet. I've just been trying to get everything back into order in my life. I got this thing finally. I am going to do a review on it. I already have to say I love it. Now, functionality-wise, I would, in fact, let me pop open to full cam. I got this. It's got the... Ooh. Hidden things. It's got a lot of cool things to it. for being like an old school, new school device. There's a couple things, obviously, that I wish it had more of. That was a shame that they didn't include, but it is wireless, Bluetooth, and everything. It's amazing. I love it. It's supposed to be. It's a Nintendo retro. There's another one. Is it what was the other one called again, guys? I know some of you know this. It's like Nintendo-esque 8-bit do 8-bit do. I think it's do retro keyboard. And there's two different styles, and this is the NES / like Nintendo old school style, and it's amazing. Ian, my Steam Deck is the only computer I use daily. Desktop mode gets it done for me, dude, and that's awesome, and that makes me super happy. And I think the Steam Deck is great for many people. I'm just going to call it how it is and how I see it and how I play it. I think that they're both I would never say, without a doubt, the Steam, like the ROG Ally is the device for you. I would never say that. I would see what your needs are and what you want to do and what you want, just everything. Then that's where I'd give it to you. There's plenty of people I have a friend. I'd tell him to get a Steam Deck because I don't want to support him on the ROG Ally because I know that not every game is going to be supported. I guess even on the ROG Ally, I feel like he's not going to jump into desktop mode as much to try to get it. I'll just be like, hey, so yeah, it's not compatible on this Steam Deck. Where in the ROG Ally, it's like, yeah, technically it is, but I don't want to tell you how to get it working. The Famicom. Yep, that's what it is. And that's honestly, I should have contacted them and seen if I could do a partnership with them because I love their stuff more and more. Mumbles, my brother just got the new Meta Quest 3. I was impressed. It looks really good. We're going to cover that soon. Raichi, Space Bridge, drifting, minimum requirements. Space Bridge? Raichi, Space Breach is the one I'm going to be doing. And it's a colon burst drifting, potentially. Minimum requirements are Ryzen 9 7900. Yeah, no, that's not. 4090 Ti CL. Yeah, I'm doing the Unreal 6 engine. RAM 64 gigs. Good God, Raichi. No. I'm going to be... I don't even know how I'll do the min specs on it. I will, but I will be putting the Steam Deck and the ROG Ally on the specs somewhere on there. I'm going to really try. Requirements, that is. Lumkey, so the wireless, no one can read what you type. I don't want people to know I go on Hello Kitty online. See, you just got to brave up, man. People like it when you're honest, even if it's super embarrassing about what you do. Raichi. Oh, yeah, I definitely think the Quest 2 is quite a bit better. In fact, I think I went over the Quest 3 on, like, how much better it was, like, on the stream. I just need to go over it. Okay. I typed it in the title as Lords of Fallen, but it's Lords of the Fallen is coming to Steam Deck, by the way. This is a game that I know we've heard this promise before. Will Lords of the Fallen release on Steam Deck? Yes, Lords of the Fallen will be available on Steam Deck upon release. This was confirmed by a developer on a Steam thread where a player asked the same question. Therefore, it is definitely a reason to rejoice for owners of this handheld. In many ways, the Steam Deck is slowly turning into the platform in and of its own. Blah, 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 blah. We'll get back into the fest. Just tell me if there's some games you want to look at in the next fest. But I do want to show you... Is it on here? A trailer of this. Because it looks good. Trailer. While you guys throw in some chats or if there's anything you want to go over from that event. We have a lot to cover, and I actually want to keep this concise today because I have work to get done. That's a long story short. A long story, but I have work to get done. Is this playing for you guys? Okay, good. No, I have it muted. I have it muted for a reason so I can talk. So this, yeah, it is a little brutal. Plus the music might trigger the YouTube's monetization stuff. It looks like this would be it is dark though. I would like a screen that does a little bit better with contrasts. Like maybe, and I do need to get an OLED, not an OLED. I need to get the Deck HD project. I just haven't done it yet. I've tried contacting them. They just didn't. They ignored me. But I'll try it again. There's multiple avenues to potentially do it. As far as this, it reminds me of Elden Ring, and Elden Ring was one of the top games for a very long time for the Steam Deck. So I definitely think that this, and I believe this is a hack and slash, right? It's a hack and slash. Jeez. Oh, it does look so brutal and awesome. But yeah, it's not guaranteed. It is. It's going to be supported for Steam Deck, but we know what that means sometimes. Last of Us was working on the Steam Deck. So, and I think that's a good way to put it too with the rating. If we had to do anything, I think min spec of still trying to shoot for the Steam Deck is still what I'd go for. It comes out in 2 days. It looks fun. This one, I'll be honest, looks a little bit more fun for me than Elden Ring. I know people are not going to like that, but yeah. As far as, let's see, do you guys have any Next Fest stuff? Brian, welcome. Mumble says it's a big improvement. Yeah, from my understanding, it's a pretty big improvement. Lord of the Falling, maybe 40 frames per second. Sometimes I doubt it. It is dark, and depending on how much detail there is, it's a 2023 game. I'd probably I'd probably guess it to be 30 frames per second, but a consistent 30. Might pop it to 40, but not a lot. Brian, damn, I'm seeing the Souls-like in the first sequence. Yes, it is Souls-like. What is it? RPG games? Oh. It's a dark fantasy action RPG and I think it's going to be a hack and slash. Which, to be fair, it looks like a very dark Lord of the Rings. Love it. The first game I've seen that generally looks like one of the tech demos Epic's have been showing off. Yes. Honestly, even if this was bad, this would still be a game I'd play because aesthetically it's just very interesting. I like it. Very dark, which can be a detractor sometimes because you can't see details well, but this one I feel like it gets the darkness done. It has detailed dark. Whatever that means. Catlin, welcome. Yes, exactly. Let's smash that like button with our crowbars. Mumbles, the graphics are a lot sharper and as an AR mode to look outside when you're not playing a game. Yep. The AR mode on the Meta 3 looks amazing. Did the meta drop for this game? I don't know. Oh yeah, Mumbles, RoboCop demo is out and you can play it and it looks good. It looks fun. I haven't played it yet myself. I have been playing a lot of Tony Hawk. Anyone else here been playing Tony Hawk 1 and 2 on Steam? I love the nostalgia hits so hard. I've mentioned this before. I've skateboarded throughout my teenage years a ton. And I played a ton of Tony Hawk. I played it since the first one. And between the music and the levels and all that, and I've played some of these before in the past few years, but it's just I haven't sat down and played it so much, and the nostalgia is hitting me so hard, and I don't get nostalgic for a lot of stuff. I do not have Next Fest stuff, but maybe for grow-up people. So I won't say, Oh, you do have Next stuff. Okay, yeah. Yuri, but cultured taste, I say. Yes, very cultured. Gundorian Slayer, you have missed everything. Let's see here. Here we go. Enshrouded is actually one that I've thought looked pretty interesting. Deep Rock Galactic Survivor is, we'll see. I like the original, and I have not played enough of the original to want to have something quite like this. It looks really good, and there is a demo for it. Japanese Drift Master. If you like, yeah. Is this in Japan? Yeah, I think that's Japan. So the Japanese cars, Japan, and you get to race Japanese cars. Also, yeah, that one. Oh, that one is. Oh, wait, multiple have them. Okay, Enshrouded has a demo. I love seeing that they have demos more. That is really promising that there's more demos coming out. Yeah, Japanese Drift Master is looking great. The Last Faith is another one of those ones that's Castlevania-esque, or it could be Castlevania. I don't remember. Metroidvania is so Castlevania and Metroid. They call it Metroidvania. Is the type of game. Looks really good. And yeah, I'm not. And once again, it's the style of game that I think is fun and interesting. It's one that I'd potentially play, and I'd be surprised if it wasn't. Compatible day one on the Steam Deck. That being said, if they verified it, that's a different thing. Let's see here. I don't know what Quantum Nights is. Isn't most Next Fests are indie games, right? Or near indie, like 1 and 2A titles. The Quantum Nights looks interesting. Foundry is going to be a lot like, what's the other one called, where you can build a factory, Factoria? Yeah, it's a factory game, where you get to build factories, chain things around. It's co-op, base building. It looks fun, but I have other games I'm a little bit more excited for than that one, so we'll see. Astra Knights of the Veda. This has that, darker. Give me 1 second. Dark and Darker. No, not Dark and Darker. Thinking of that right? I don't know. I can't remember. It has a certain aesthetic to it that reminds me of a couple other games. Looks interesting. I think all these have demos, except for maybe one of them. Oh, no. The RoboCop one does too. Yeah, and there's RoboCop, which looks good. It does look good for a RoboCop. I think it has aim assist, and I think you can turn it off too, but that makes sense that it has aim assist. Tactic Legends, turn up boy robs a bank between Horizon, Astra Knights of Veda, Forgive Me Father, 2, Space Traveler, and Last Train Home. Okay. Rachel's picks, huh? I played Tony Hawk. Awesome, Cascoder. I'm glad that you played Tony Hawk. Tony Hawk is amazing. Brian East, funny you mentioned Castlevania. I recently got the backbone for my iPhone 15 Pro Max, and I tested out Dead Cells. That backbone attachment is hugely underrated. It's very intuitive. I've been wanting to get, because honestly, I've thought the same thing. I've tried it at a store, and I wanted to get one and do like a review on. I haven't done it yet. And the new iPhone coming out, people don't like to hear this. And I have a podcast coming out on Friday with Mikkel. I can't remember if we talked about it in that, but I talked to Mikkel the other day. We were going to be doing one with Jared, Mikkel, and me, but Jared got hung up, and so it's just me and Mikkel. And he really was impressed by the iPhone 15's, I think that's the newest one, right? Demo a couple of weeks ago, and how it can play Resident Evil. It can play so many different games. It's crazy what it can do. And so I think we're in for a very interesting portable game world. And I hate to say it, like the Metal API that they have for iPhone is just amazing for performance. I mean, if you're looking at getting good graphical fidelity with Resident Evil 4 and some of these newer games coming out, that's crazy. With the backbone, it does turn your phone into a handheld portable gaming device. That being said, I like more dedicated. So even with that, I still like the Steam Deck. Now, the thing is with the iPhone, with those types of games, I guarantee it's going to have better performance than the Steam Deck, which is sad. But the APUs that they build are super optimized. And the game's going to be optimized for it. So the problem is, though, most games will play on this. Not every game will play on that. Brian, it was really easy to mobile games with it. Yeah, play mobile games with it. Yep. Gondorian Slayer, I see a thing. Sounds like XCOM has finally fallen. I'm surprised XCOM lasted that long. I guess so, yeah. Necrosphere. Hey, Brink and a Games Revealed game. Welcome, Necrosphere. XCOM has Gondorian Slayer. We'd have to look, but at bare minimum, I think there's like XCOM 1 and 2, probably between all that and the DLCs has like 7 or 8 games. And some of the DLCs are pretty big. People could correct me if I'm wrong, but it'd only be off by 1 or 2, either direction. It's called Turnip Boy Robs a Bank. Thank you, Lomkey. Lomkey's got he's got one. Forgive Me Father 2 looks pretty interesting. It has that cell shade cartoon-esque style. It looks pretty good. Oh, and it's Lovecraftian. I haven't played the first one, though. I'm not logged in. That's okay. I need to go through and actually, add lists some of these. Mumbles. I think we will see more AAA games, and big push for mobile computing has come a long way. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's going to definitely be a new era for sure. It's just taking time for it to come into play. I do think Steam Deck is going to be a big base, not the recommended, but bare minimum requirements will be Steam Deck, which I want to see. I'd love to see that. Cascoder, yes, I beat the first Turnip Boy. Nice. Okay, you guys can keep chatting. I will continue on. You guys chat away. Okay. Yeah, we haven't passed the game that you're talking about. Dungeons 4. We're on to Dungeons 4, huh? The past dungeons have been fun. I've liked them. Let's see. I'm going to skip some of these. I'm not going to cover each one, obviously. I'm just going to give you what I've seen and my thoughts on it, as I have not seen everything here. Where? Star Ocean, the second story? Interesting. Okay. Gangs of Sherwood. Okay, that's a game. That is a game. That is a steampunk, Robin Hood game? That's hilarious. Dude, there's so many games coming out. This is ridiculous. Oh, there's so many games. Sorry, I did not realize how many games were going to be on this list. Trans-Siberian Rail Simulator. There you go, guys. Astrometica. No, they did my game. Okay, this is not my game. Let's see. The Bridge Curse Extraction. I never saw the first Bridge Curse, but it looks like it'd be a fun horror game. We will not be on this much longer. Oh my gosh, they have some spicy stuff in there. I'm not logged into any account, so it shouldn't show anything that's too adult. Fingers crossed. There's a lot of games. Backrooms Break. Interesting. My son would like that, except for I don't want to show him horror stuff. Okay, Paranormal Records. What is that another? I'm assuming it's another horror. Okay, well, we're going to stop looking at here because we could go on for days. Like, this is ridiculous. I did not realize how many games are coming out. Yeah, I'm just seeing if I can find it. What you guys are talking about? Nope, can't find it. We're going to move on unless there's something you want to see. Rach, you saw stuff. So I don't know how long Gundorian Slayer, how long Asus ROG Ally will last. We'll see how that one folds against Legion. I do think they're gonna like Mikkel's one of those too that he thinks he's gonna stick with the ROG Ally. We'll see. There's also the VRR debate. There's a lot of debates on which one's gonna be better. I do think all around the ROG Ally might be a better device. But we'll see. And I only say that in the sense of I do think the Legion Go is going to be my favorite device out of the two. But and I've talked about this multiple times. The VRR, the battery's the same, but but the screen's bigger on the Go. So unless they have some weird way to preserve power with the same chipset and most stuff and a bigger screen, then I do think you're not going to get very far. Necrosphere, Brink, Paper Trail is good. Okay, well, we'll check that out in a second. Going good, chilling and trying to take advantage of this prime cell. Oh, yeah, I should have done stuff on that. I didn't. Like I said, I've been really distracted on preparing for my video game marathon development. Going to be coming up very soon. I'm going to be doing devlogs and everything for it, too. Let's see here. Wait, where am I going? Where am I going? Which game was that again? Let's see. Most wishlisted. I think we already looked at this. This is the most wishlisted. Interesting. Last Train Home. Oh, I've seen Last Train Home. It looked interesting for sure. And it's interesting that there's tons of demos. Does everything on this list have a demo? That's so crazy. I mean, I love seeing that. Well, I'm not going to go diving down looking for it. But that's good to know. I'll have to keep an eye out for the Paper Trail Necrosphere. Yuri, I was playing Quantum Knight's demo earlier this morning, and it looks interesting as an online action game. It does actually look interesting, because we saw it. It looked interesting. Lone Key Prime Cell is not that great. I kind of figured I get a little bit of insight beforehand because I'm a partner or whatever. You know, I have an affiliate. I'm an affiliate. That's what it is. It didn't look like anything too crazy, but we can pop on over for an NVMe drive and see some NVMe drives. Necrosphere, it was just a little further. You could type it into the search. Do I have to type it in? Oh, I'll type it in the search. I just don't want to get stuck on and not get through my whole thing of what I want to talk about today, because I want to keep it a little shorter. As I'm a little under the weather. My family's been sick, but I haven't been too bad. But I'm tired. I only got 4 or 5 hours of sleep. I had a little insomnia last night. Went out for brother-in-law's dinner. Got a big burger. Well, they only had big burgers there. I got a big burger. It was called the Tokyo Taxi Driver Burger. And I'm not actually the biggest teriyaki burger kind of fan. I like my teriyaki in a lot of different things. Burgers, I'm a traditionalist. I like mayo, ketchup, maybe fry sauce, tomatoes, onions, grilled onions, preferably. I like it In-N-Out style. Just think of that. Besides the point, these are half-pound patties, brioche buns that are massive, and then we had a huge tray of fries that are like the crisscross fries, like at Chick-fil-A. And me and my wife, even though we didn't eat all our food, we ate most of it, did not do well last night. And it gave me a little bit of insomnia and upset stomach, so I didn't get as much. Oh, and that burger had wasabi mayo, that's the reason I tried it, because I wanted to try the wasabi mayo. I didn't realize it had fried shrimp, so tempura shrimp essentially. It was tempura shrimp with the half-pound patty, with the bottom having sweet and sour sauce, which is more Chinese, which was kind of a disappointment. I actually didn't like it as much with that. But yes, it was a teriyaki burger. Brian, it was an American burger. I live in Utah, and Utahns they don't have other vices except for eating very poorly. It was good. If I go back there, I'll split one with Susie next time instead of us. We just wanted to try both. The Real Savage, welcome. Okay, Paper Trail. I know, I had to get my story. Paper Trail is a top-down puzzle adventure about leaving home, set in a foldable paper world. Ooh, I'm going to save this for my son. When he gets 18, I'm going to give it to him. Like, okay, this is how you leave home. Or is it not that type of leaving home? It looks fun, actually. Ooh, I do like the colors. I like the sweetness that this has. This isn't out yet, though. Interesting. It almost makes me feel some of these makes me feel like it's newfangled games, like a Russian or some type of weird game. That's cool. I'm glad to hear that this is doing, this potentially do really well. Oh, what? That's it. I missed this part. What? That is cool. Okay, I have to admit, I'm going to have to download that and try it out. So you fold the paper to get the path for your, yeah, I like that a lot. I wonder if is it going to be on the phone? This would almost be the perfect phone game for me. I really like this. I really like that. Thanks for showing me. I guess I missed how it plays. But, yeah. Ooh, it even has a little pointing up that. Oh, that's cool. That's good to know. Not Steam Deck. Oh, can't play it. It's not Steam Deck approved. Unknown. Oh, damn, it's probably too powerful for it. Brian, haha, fair. I know Miami has its fair share of stacked foods. I know some crazy pizza joints like that. Yeah. Miami, Vegas. Vegas is a place I go a lot. And like Texas does a lot of large food portions, especially barbecue. But holy crap, Vegas can get pretty crazy too. Ragey, indie development has been on fire. It really has. Do you think there's a place for my game? I know you guys haven't seen it yet. I will be giving more sneak peeks over in a month. I just don't want to get too ahead of myself on it, because I feel like I always get ahead of myself and never get it done. And that's why I have a huge game plan. I've been working on prototypes lately. So if you are interested, I haven't decided it fully if I'm going to do the Brink channel, TH3BRNK, and just co-op that as my game development channel, or if I'm going to just do a whole new channel called like the Brink Dev or something like that, or the Dev Brink. I have no clue, but you'll get to see my journey further there, and you're gonna see me posting a lot there. Yes, Brian, that does look like the perfect handheld. Only Windows 10, no 7 or 11. It probably will play on those, low key. I get it. You're doing little tongue thing. Necrosphere, no problem. Glad I forced you to search it. It's playable in the Steam Deck. I have the demo and it's good. I figured it would be playable, Necrosphere. And yes, thank you. It does look really fun. I definitely think it's one that maybe I can get Susie to stop playing Sea of Stars. Raichi, sell a Brink cup with a Steam key printed on it. I'm curious, would you guys really want that? It's not a bad one. Sell a Brink cup with a Steam key printed on it. The problem with that is that each one would have to be unique, and I guess I could do that. So I will do, I think I'll do a Kickstarter campaign. I want to get the tech demo. So the thing is, I shouldn't give this away. I really try not to because I don't want to promise stuff. The idea right now, because I already did that with the Revealed project, and I feel like an asshole for being so late on certain things. My game, though, I plan on having a tech demo. A tech demo is just showcasing the core gameplay pieces, some graphical parts. I want a demo out that's playable potentially for backers, but in March. And then with that, I will hopefully be able to either do a Kickstarter, do an Unreal Mega Grant. They have grants. A couple places have grants. And then also look into getting a Kickstarter or something like that going. So it's a joke because of the Starfield key on a credit chip. Well, thank you, Rachie. I thought it was a good idea. Now you fooled me. Okay, let's mosey on up on a forward. Oh yeah, Enshrouded. This is the top one, isn't it? It looks like this is the only King Games. It's got to be the only game they've made, yeah. It's so many indies. I love it. This looks like Valheim. So it's going to be a survival, yeah. You're a flameborn, last ember of hope of dying race. Awaken, survive the terror of a corrupting fog, and reclaim the lost beauty of your kingdom. Venture into a vast world. Vanquish punishing bosses. Build grand halls. And forge your path in this co-op survival action RPG for up to 16 players. Bum, bum, bum. It's cool that they have a demo. It's interesting that they're going this way. I wonder if, I bet you Steam's like talked them in or maybe even like gave them some really good promotions or something like that to do this, because this does look good for Steam also to be able to download a demo. It looks good. And I like the path that they're going with these types of things. This looks like it'll be very interesting. So it looks like it's going to be a survival horror. Not survival horror. I mean, every survival game I feel like is a horror game. And it's just different types of survival game. Looks like it's polished. It looks awesome. Chad, good night. Oh, sorry to miss out on the rest. No problem, man. Go get some sleep. Okay. We're not going to be doing this a whole lot longer because I also need to get sleep. Ark Survival Evolve Studio settles legal dispute over alleged code theft, and in a surprise twist, they're now helping to re-release the game they said ripped them off, which is interesting. The reason I brought this up, because, yeah, they shouted out people did bad stuff to them wrongfully. They've been making all the wrong choices for the past few years. This is actually not the story, but the story I want to go after a little bit is a little old, is that Ark Survival Evolved, or Ark Survival, or just, Ark, is making an Ark 2. They're also remaking Ark 1. I think with the Unreal Engine. And it super feels like a money grab. Why would you redo, like with these types of games, why would you redo it instead of just focusing on one? I don't know what's going on with this game company and how full of themselves they are, but I'm definitely worried. And I think they've honestly alienated a lot of their fan base. I don't know about you guys, though. Rachie, I'm still waiting for 33 Immortals. We're all just waiting for a bunch of games. So that's Ark Survival. Okay. Mosey on over to Counter-Strike 2 has become Valve's worst rated game ever. Yeah, Lone Key was okay with Ark, not a big fan. Same here. Honestly, in fact, like, it just makes me mad for the people that do like it, but I do know a lot of, like, I shouldn't say a lot of people, but I know some people that really do like it and played a lot of it, and they're like, I just don't think they're that interested in Ark 2. They just feel like they've been betrayed too much. Counter-Strike 2 has become Valve's worst rated game. The problem and the reason why people love to like review bomb things, this has kind of gotten one of those. It's because here, let's see if we can get on over to the let's go see what the rating is. Mixed. I mean, oh, shit. Did it took over the Counter-Strike Go? Yeah. And this is another thing. Why didn't they create a new SKU and everything for Counter-Strike? I feel like they wouldn't have allowed another game to do this. This kind of upsets me as a game developer that they just went and took the Counter-Strike Go page and just redid it and called it Counter-Strike 2. Just make a new one. You're freaking Valve. Does it matter? Let people have Go. I know they don't want to support both, and the infrastructure is probably pretty much the same. But, like, I don't know, have incentives or try to bridge them off, but they just made it disappear. Now, a part of the reason why it's being reviewed, Bomb, is because Go is gone now. Certain modes and things are not available. I believe the arms race is not available anymore, which is the one that I played the most of towards the end. I played it a ton. I love just the quick action of arms race. It was easy. I played it with friends. Well, with a job I had over a year ago, and it was awesome. It was really good, and it sucks that they kind of went this route. I don't think it's worse. I just think people are upset. Yeah. However you feel about the update to CS2. CSGO should not have been delisted. Also, emerging reviews of Go into 2 is very dishonest. If EA and Ubisoft would get flack, probably something, for it, why shouldn't Valve? They didn't merge it. I don't think they merged it in. I think this is literally is the listing for Counter-Strike Go. And it is very messed up that they did that. I know what they were thinking. They probably didn't think it was that big a deal. And honestly, as a developer, sometimes it's hard to see that. But I will have to say, I personally am disappointed in them for doing this. It's a little dishonest. It's a new game. Let it be its own new game. Keep Counter-Strike Go for the people that like arms race. Maybe they're going to fix that soon. But one thing Valve has always been really bad at is communicating. They're not very good communicators. Yeah. Lomkey, they had ship game in dark and light, and they dropped support. Yep. Eureka bought and played it on Xbox One years ago and regretted it. And they're talking about Ark Survival. Raichi, I bought Counter-Strike Go a month before it became free. Raichi, what? No arms race? Even Halo Infinite has it. Yeah. They don't have arms race yet. And I think there's some stuff still kind of missing in it. So people are a little upset about that. I think it was a good move to have a new Counter-Strike 2 with the new engine and everything and things updated. They have volumetric fog, meaning it's physics based and will it fills in the gaps instead of going through walls of the map. It's really interesting. Lomkey Valve are getting FAC, but they're not EA. Flack, yeah. They're not EA. No. This is, to be fair, this is very similar. This is very, there's a lot to it. It's nuanced in some ways, but for me personally, I will say I am disappointed in them in what they did. They own Steam. They own, Valve is so big, Counter-Strike so big, there's no reason why they should just kept it as a separate game and just built off from there. They don't have a lot to lose on that. Unity announces leadership transition. Yes. Your favorite person, John Richitello. Tello? I don't think that's how you pronounce that because it's freaking Italian. Okay, but that's besides the point. John is gone. He's been booted. He's off the board. He's not CEO. He's just everything. It says will retire, but this is so quickly. Yeah, no, he's gone. This guy, if you don't know what this is all about, they did a pricing update a couple of weeks ago. Unity did. Any biz dev person out there would have told you this is bad bad mistake. I have worked with plenty of biz devs, product devs, whatever it is, where their job is to figure out selling points or how to sell this, how much to sell it, whatever it is. This is not the way to do it. What they wanted to do was every time someone activates a copy of a game, they get to charge, 10 cents. That doesn't sound like a lot of money. Now, if there was 10 cents per just person registered, and then if they did it again, it just doesn't go through. It's just one time. Not a big deal. In fact, that's not a big price hike at all. It's the unknown nature that was going to go into it, plus the spying, plus how they were going to have to record it. Just so much stuff was unknown. And then plus on top of it, that type of pricing structure is so bad. I'm surprised that it took him this long to oust John. And I think there was an internal struggle, and I do think the company probably rebelled. Like a big portion of the people that have been there for a very long time that have built this company up probably were about ready to quit. And rightfully so. They literally down. I know people are saying, well, it didn't hurt them as that much. There's still a lot of companies that don't trust them, and they are moving away from Unity. Trust me on this. They'll still be, it will not die. There's still going to be game companies that are like, we know Unity, we're going to keep on using Unity, and we were going to just eat the money cost because it's cheaper than us having to relearn the tooling. I get that. But there's people that are eyeing over Godot and like, you know what? I think it's a good time to just make sure our future is safe, and we're going to use Godot. We're not the most complicated game developers. We're going to use that. A lot of people are doing that. A lot of indie devs, successful indie devs, are moving to Godot. At least for 2D, 3D style games. Now, if you're a true 3D style game developer, Unreal is the one I recommend. Unity is good. It's gotten much better. I know Unreal more nowadays, and that's what I develop in. I love Unreal. That's my go-to. Let's see what you guys have to say. Lomkey can be worst is not Overwatch 2. Overwatch, it's similar in some ways. I was expecting Counter-Strike 2 to be better and different, and it wasn't. It's just more Counter-Strike, which is fine. I love Counter-Strike, but I want new. I've put thousands of hours into Counter-Strike. I wanted something that was like maybe going to really toe to the line, but they didn't do that. Overwatch 2 was meant to be a game reimagined, or not reimagined, but improved upon and have a story and everything. They messed that up. I agree. I don't think it deserved the hate bombing that they got. I do think, they did deserve to have a poor review. I like it. I do think a lot of people are over-exaggerated, but I know a lot of people don't like that they did 5, they dropped it to 5 from 6 players. That's a big deal. What they could have done is maybe had, oh, hey, you like classic? We're going to fold into classic, and you have classic mode. I know it requires more balancing and more other stuff, but if you just don't worry about it, just like it's unsupported classic mode, it works. And you can see, and with time, see who's going to stick with which one. If 6 becomes still the more played one, then go back to 6. Go back to what your players want. It's a milking game for you anyways. Lomkey, Unity, CEO getting the boot, feel like sacrifice goat, shareholder going to want their money. Well, they should have thought about that before. 1, having him be appointed. 2, having him be the in the sense of being promoted as the on the board and also president / CEO. That's on them. Like, they're going to want that money. They're the ones that shareholders kind of they vote for it. The board's also the one that vote for it. They should have, if you've invested in the past 10, 8 years that he's been there, 10 years, something. I can't remember exactly. Oh, it's almost been 10 years. To lead the company, and he stepped in 10 years ago on the Unity's board. You know what you were getting into. This guy is not really the most successful person. He did help transition the company in some ways, but I think a lot of people could have done it better than him and his track record. He was not good at EA. He was not good here. He bought a subscription company that was nearly a virus, considered a virus company by a lot of people. Like, not a subscription, sorry, an ad company. That's a big deal. And that lost some trust to people, including myself. I saw how certain things were happening there, and it didn't look promising. And I could have maybe been convinced to go back to Unity at one point, but I didn't because big time no-nos there. Raichi, Steam has nothing to win with CS2. Valve seriously believed it was doing something good. Valve doesn't need microtransactions, money. No, it doesn't. I don't even think I think they want to make, they want to make stuff that people want, and making some money like that is okay in my book. The problem is that they have, it was too safe of a bet, and they can't work on a whole lot. They don't have a big team, Raichi. They should have been working on something like, what's a good one? They should have been working on something more like the next Half-Life. I know, I'm going to want the next Half-Life. I want Half-Life 3. So I'm a believer. I'm a dreamer. The end of Alex definitely indicates that there's going to be a Half-Life 3. They're just reimagined it. There's a lot going on. It'll be interesting, but they could have. There's other things they could have worked on. And I love Counter-Strike. I just wish they would have gone a different direction, or had a smaller team, or just brought on a couple more modders to just work on Counter-Strike 2 and release it, because it was not a revolutionary system. Lone Key Half-Life 2.9, yeah. Well, with the way they changed it, I don't know if you've played the VR Half-Life Alyx, the ending changes Half-Life 2. Half-Life Alyx is between Half-Life 1 and 2, and is very fascinating. I love the game. It's an amazing game. One of my favorite games. For Eureka, for Unity, did they even do a pre-announcement for the price change? Like the ask developers are like, no. Eureka, that's how bad it is. Eureka. They didn't ask. They could have done a little bit of internal, but I can almost guarantee you with the way that they went, they did not. I just know this business model does not work. I've studied business models. I've studied a lot of business. I've taken plenty of business classes in school. This is not something that they did right. They did not. It leaked first off, because I guarantee you someone in the company is like, what the F is going on here? We're leaking this to maybe, because sometimes a leak, if it gets out of hand and then gets that little bit of fear in people, the company might not actually officially come out, and it will help. Because I bet you most people that knew about this at the company were fearful, highly fearful of this coming out and ruining the company. And if they would have stuck with it, it would have been a complete disaster. They would have probably lost half over the next few years of the people that would use it. Now they're going to see probably 30%, maybe 20% of their revenue and stuff jettisoned from it, which is a big drop. That's not good. Shareholders want to grow every year. I've talked about this multiple times. That's why companies and why our country / world and capitalism is in kind of an end game world. Companies need to grow. They want to keep on growing, and they want to keep on growing. There's only so many markets they can get into before they start to get capped. There's a market cap. Unlimited growth is not a thing, even though people want to think this. So when you drop, investors bail. And oftentimes they'll bail around the end of the year, beginning of the year, because what they'll do is they'll sell a bunch of shares at a loss and then write that off on their taxes for next year. And then also they do other tax things with them. So it's going to hurt them quite a bit. And rightfully so. They've been playing a shitty game for the past few years, and they really need a wake-up call, and I really feel bad for the people that work there, because it does hurt them. I don't want those people hurt, but Unity is an amazing, amazing piece of software company that has been going downhill ever since John got in, and I'm glad he's jettisoned. Launched out, and who knows who's going to be coming in and taking his place. Lomkey, Unity's still bleeding money. I wonder how they're going to fix that. Getting rid of John 1, reversing and doing a decent paid up, like because they've improved the way they were doing it. I think it's better now. I don't think they're going to fold, but I do foresee layoffs. I do think their bottom line, like alone from this year, is trashed now. Because I think they will have a reduction, quite a bit of people paying and all that. So we'll see. It'll be interesting, Lumkey. Okay. Let's mosey on over to MetaQuest 3. And then we'll go and look at NVMe drives, and then we're going to call it. Because I am, like I said, I'm a little sick and super tired. And you could probably tell in my, I'm enthusiastic about everything that's going on, but I'm tired. Okay, so the MetaQuest 3 is starting at $499. And we've talked about this already, and the stuff I've seen on it looks actually really good. It looks like the quintessential VR. And I actually want to see how this plays Half-Life Alyx. I mean, it can still tether with the PC, right, with the link. So, and I don't know how good the wireless is. Maybe you guys could tell me how good the wireless is. I don't know if I've looked into this. But everything about it is it has AR. It has all the bells and whistles that I have not tried fully on a device. I probably won't buy this until next year because I'm going to be getting the Legion Go, most likely. I got a couple other things I need to get, and I'm going to be putting a lot of money into savings for I need to pad my savings, but I also need to pay some people back, and I want to save some money for my game. It's for promoting, marketing, and all that stuff. Raichi, so you're getting the Legion Go for an income tax discount on your gaming development cost? Yes. The ROG Ally and the Legion Go will be tax write-offs. That being said, I don't know if I need those because I did not make a lot of money this year. Because I did not have a job most of the year. Yuripa, he was at EA when they had the Star Wars Battlefront 2 loot boxes. Yeah, and that was bad. For context, if you don't know, Star Wars Battlefront 2 came out and was a huge disappointment. It was fun and all, and I played it, but the loot boxes and some of the stuff, because I don't care. If a company says, oh, we're doing loot box, we're going to hide a bunch of stuff. Like, okay. If you hide too much, I'm not going to buy the game right away, and I'll wait until it's cheap. And that's what I did. That's actually what I did with Battlefront 2. I waited until like a couple of months, I think, and it would drop quite a bit. Or if the loot boxes just don't seem interesting enough and most of the game is there and I don't have to deal about loot boxes, like Overwatch. Yeah, their skins are expensive, but I don't need to buy a skin to play the game. I'm fine with not having a skin. I will buy them sometimes, at least in the past, but yeah, I don't care too much. It's just when you hide most of the game away and something like that and it's paid, that's when you just might not see me playing it at all. I'm a very loosey-goosey with these types of rules, if you can't tell. Yes, Battlefront 2 was really bad. They had loot boxes in a lot of the game and a lot of like major characters. I think like was it Luke or Vader? I feel like a lot of characters were hidden behind loot boxes. They had to backstep again and try to fix it, but it was so bad. It was so bad. I'll even admit, like, it was a huge blunder. F. Lumkey, not going to for Apple new VR headset. F that. No. And the funny thing is, I might go back to, I have an Android right here. I might go back to an iPhone. Honestly, I like my Android. I like Google on it. I have an Apple Watch, and I like my Apple Watch being hooked up to my phone. And I don't like Android Wear. I don't like it. They still haven't developed a good enough watch. So we'll see. Plus, we'll see. I'm doing a lot more development and editing on my MacBook, which is also nice to have kind of a... We'll see. I like both. I'll probably keep both. I'll probably switch back and forth between Android and iPhone. But yeah, no, the Apple's new VR headset has zero interest. You know what I do with a headset? I play games first and foremost, and then sometimes I'll play or I'll develop on it for fun. That's it. I'm very basic. Like I like my wine, I like my VR basic and performing well. Obviously AR is awesome. VR, I need that. good controllers, and this will be much easier for me to play Half-Life Alyx. That's another thing is I don't like being tethered into a room with VR. I want to be more loosey-goosey with it. I know I sound like a nerd dad, but that's me, I guess, these days. Raichi, Wi-Fi 5 is great for VR, so Wi-Fi 6 will be incredible. Oh, 100%. Agreed. Ripa, got the Meta 2 years ago, but for Meta 3, I'm on the fence. But the Legion Go is coming, or maybe... Oh, and there's also another thing with the Legion Go. They're going to be having an AR glasses that I need to also save up for, and I plan on getting those too. So I plan on getting this next year. I plan on getting the Legion Go and the AR glasses this year. And they're all write-offs. I could end up with this sooner. We'll see. If I can get my crap together and start releasing more content, hardware, and other reviews. Like, I'm not going to be doing as many game reviews. It just takes a lot of work, but hardware reviews are really easy. I can sit down, do a couple of test cases with them. Like my retro keyboard I have, awesome. So maybe I can get one of these just for free, but I doubt it. It wouldn't be free. I'd have to make content, by the way, guys. Making content is can be, especially for a partner or someone that gives it to you for free, is very stressful. Brian, anything remotely useful? And maybe that's why I don't. Sorry, I'm going back and forth. It's another reason why you don't see me getting as many sponsorships and other things right at this moment, is that it is stressful to do that and to be expected to do stuff like that, to fulfill certain things. It can pay well, and so I need to get into that better. Brian, anything remotely useful in the Apple VR's spatial computing technologies covered in Quest 3, in my honest opinion? It's really only helpful if you're neck deep in the Apple ecosystem. 100%. I have a new MacBook from work. I love this thing. I will be honest. Like, this thing destroys anything Linux and Windows has for portability. In the sense of, like, developing and editing on the go. I will work on this upstairs, my room, and other places, because I like to wander and work on that MacBook for 8 hours and only be at like 50% used battery. It's an all-day MacBook. It lasts longer than, if I had it on all day, it might last longer than my phone, which is ridiculous. This is so ridiculous and awesome. I want a Windows laptop that can do that. I want a handheld Steam Deck that can do that. Damn it. Like, if they can do that, I know it's not. Okay, so I know that there's not playing games the whole time, but I'm doing development. I am doing a lot of things that my old MacBook that I have upstairs will run its battery, and that MacBook will last 2 hours if I'm lucky. 1 hour. I think the battery's gone, like, it's gotten kind of old. So this is ridiculously longer battery life, and it's just because it's optimized, I think. And optimized in that the chip is really good. Like the AP, like those APUs that Apple make are amazing. Raichi, anyone try D&D on VR? The meta video is indoctrinating me into wanting one. I'm sorry. Oh, this thing right here. It looks cool. Honestly, this looks awesome. Got golf. Honestly, I do like VR quite a bit, and I think I'd have fun with my son with this. My sons. So I think this might become a family thing that I'd get. And they're using, I believe, AI to also correct, so they don't need to have, they have a better improved controller because of the AI. AI and some of these spatial things that they're coming up with to fill in the gaps is really helping with performance with these types of devices. It's really interesting. And I know that Valve is working on some type of VR headset system. I wonder if they're going to use a similar type of thing. If we're going to get a Deckard that's going to be like Meta 3. Maybe the next Half-Life is on it. You know what would make my day? Half-Life 3. They could call it 2.9. I don't give a shit what do they call it. As long as it's a new Half-Life, put it on Deckard. Dude, I will sell a kidney, a son, a loved one. Loki, where are you? I'm just kidding. I'm not going to sell Loki. I'm not going to sell anyone for that game. For that, a Deckard Half-Life duo. I love it. Dazzling graphics. Red matters too. So, okay. Oh, I do like space games. This does look fun. What is with this model? I do not like the way they built their website. Faster load times, crisper games. Yeah, no, honestly, it looks good for what it is. Surround yourself in 3D audio. 40% louder audio range than Meta 2. That's impressive. Oh, dude, Ghostbusters. This looks fun. I mean, it looks goofy, but it looks fun. I always like Ghostbuster shit. Okay. And then it just, yeah, see, look how light this looks. I could go and watch Lomkey's special stuff he likes to watch while on an airplane. I know that sounds horrible. I'm just messing. I could watch a movie on an airplane with this. I know it would be kind of weird, but at the same time it would be kind of nice, and I could fall asleep. Turn it off, fall asleep, and have it be like a makeshift mask too. Play it, beat him up, punching the the person in front of me. Whap, whap, whap. No, I did not really. I mean, that guy's also really big, so it's impressive. Everything that they can fit into. I mean, it's essentially a phone that they've been optimizing content for. But yeah, it's impressive. I have to admit. I know my brother-in-law has one of like the Meta 2, and he likes it quite a bit, and I've used it, and it's pretty awesome. There's no reason I'm going to have multiple headsets unless there's a big enough jump. And I've been waiting for Meta 3. So don't get me wrong. If I didn't have my job issues over the past month or a year, I would have been pre-ordered and already have bought this. Or yeah, it's already out. I would have had one already. Okay, let's see what you guys have to say. You can't destroy Linux. It can be installed on it. You can. The problem is it's not going to be as optimized as Mac, in my opinion, probably, most likely. Apple made sure that their software works well with their hardware. Oh, 100%. That is the benefit of it. And the MacBook is very good at what it does. Once again, I don't do game development on it. If it had if I could do game development and do other stuff really well on it, like really well, and maybe I should try Unreal Engine. I don't know, but I don't want to. I would switch over. It's that good. I am so blown away by the new MacBooks. I didn't think I would be. Valve headset at $399 with Half-Life 3, it would be the end of the world. Dude, Half-Life 3 only on a headset, and they sold the Deckard at $499 would be the end of the world, I think. I think $499, they would sell the shit out of that. Like, there's no way that would not sell out. Low-key people watch some freaky things. Yeah, I know. I've seen videos. I know. I'm just messing. Rachie, I bought a $30 Oculus Go. Great for movies. Oh. Nice. Yeah. No, I bet it is. I bet it's really good for movies. Another thing with Legion Go is with the AR, you can watch movies, I believe, with it. So I'm also really curious about that. Okay, guys, let's get into the NVMe and then we'll move on. We'll close this out. On Meta, Lone Echo and Lone Echo 2 are very, very good games. Ooh, thanks for letting me know. I've heard good things, of course, but I like hearing compounding things about a game. Raichi, has anyone seen the Bandai Namco for $10 on Humble Bundle? So many games. Ooh, I have not. Let's keep it. Okay, Humble Bundle. We'll go to that in a second. NVMe. I promise I'd go over the 2230 real quick for some people that might watch this. They've been asking in the Discord server, and so you're going to see something like this Corsair right here, as long as it's not double-sided. There's a couple of things you want to make sure of when you're getting a 2230. You want to make sure it's not double-sided. And this is just one side. I think most 2230s are single-sided. You don't want a dual-sided. And you see it's 3D NAND. That's also a big teller that it's going to be one-sided. You don't want a double-sided. Yeah, see, it even has great for Steam Deck right there. NVMe, but most of them aren't. For this is 1 terabyte for $89. Great deal. If you want to upgrade to a terabyte, do it. If you have a 64, for a little bit more, I mean, this one right here is $70. Go for it if you want to save a little bit more money. I like Corsair more. I like the idea of, I mean, that does have some really good ratings. I like the idea of, I do have a little bit of brand loyalty and not going too off the beaten path with the brands with my data integrity. I just don't. Games, not as big a deal, but that's just me. Sabrent has had some issues with their stuff, but it's supposedly a really fast drive, and it's got 2,000. Damn. Yeah, I know that they've had issues with it before. Let's see here. Man, I really need to go through and do like I'll go through and do research into a top NVMe drives to upgrade your Steam Deck with. I've really dropped the ball on some Steam Deck content. Once again, I'm kind of moving away from this channel as being like exclusively Steam Deck. I don't know if I wasn't necessarily exclusively. I do other things every once in a while. I still want to cover Steam Deck. I still cover Steam Deck 20-30% of the time still. I just have other interests when it comes to games that I want to cover on this channel. We'll see. Don't leave the channel just because of that. You never know. You might get a lot of value out of it. Okay, so what I'm saying is that I'm always down to like tweak and make sure people are happy. This one right here is, I believe, one I've tested out. And this is one, I'm going to throw these out in the chat. These do help me out, just so you know. It's an affiliate. Both of these are. But I've heard good things of this. This 2 terabyte one right here. Yeah, and see, it's for, in fact, I might get this one potentially for my Steam Deck, or for my ROG Ally, or for the Legion Go. We'll see. There's more, I believe, but I'll be honest, if you're going to be in really good company with just those top ones that I know of from my research. This Team Group, and also you can go with Corsair, the Sabrent. Silicon Power, I don't know that much about it. It looks like it has decent reviews, but you should be good enough with that too. But all 3 of those, 4 of those are, Raichi, you're a handheld channel. I'm a hardware channel. It's so hard, Raichi. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I am a handheld channel. First and foremost, I want to be more of a, because it's games revealed, I have thought about changing the channel to hardware revealed, just because I can then go to games revealed. It's just, games revealed is such a good name for a channel for actually revealing games, talking about games, but you know, I'm down for whatever. I like doing hardware. I wouldn't be covering hardware if it wasn't for that. I really do. I like to cover both, though, and that's why it's a gaming channel, but definitely towards the hardware-related stuff. Eureka, 1 terabyte SD cards are on sale, too, on Amazon. Ooh, yeah, you're right on that. Let's look at that. And SD cards are pretty great. If you don't want to open your deck and mess with all the stuff that is what it is, this is a great way to go. I will have to say, though, ever since I upgraded my Steam Deck to a 2 terabyte, I have not had to swap my SD cards. I can download and read. Yeah, it's enough space at the moment. What am I doing here? SD cards, SanDisk. It's the Extreme, isn't it? Why is this not popping up as the first one? It's not the Extreme Pro. I think that's their new ones. Interesting. So you can get the up to a terabyte. Oh, wow. That used to be $130. Wait, is the Extreme's the good one, right? Yeah, up to 100. I mean, this is Extreme. You're not going to get those, but I think with the ROG Ally and some of the other ones have a higher writes and reads, I believe. That's a good one. I actually potentially might get that myself. Yeah. Damn. See what the Samsung. Is it the Pro I recommend, or no? It's not the Pro. Sorry. But the Pro is another one. If you can get it for a good price, is not like the Pro Plus. Not a bad way to go. Let's see. It's the Evo Select. Samsung Evo Select. And it only goes up to 512, but for $27, ridiculously good deal. There you go. Luxor, I have a Luxor and it works fine. My recommendation is my best cards have been Samsung. Has been my best card. SanDisk second, but I've had a SanDisk fell on me. So I partially, because of the way I do hardware reviews, do some of the stuff, I do bleed a little bit of my personal experiences into it, obviously. I mean, in the sense of I take my personal experiences and also frame that as a context into what other people are experiencing too, and come to my conclusion and recommendations and all that. That being said, I know a lot of people like SanDisk. A lot. So Rachie, on the Quest 2, you can play Half-Life 1 native on it. That is really cool. Can I play Half-Life 3 or Half-Life 1 on the Quest 3 native? Okay, so let's move on over. What is this? The Bandai Namco. Yeah. If you like, that's a pretty good one. Tekken 7's good. Code Vein has got semi-decent ratings on it. It's got 86, but I think that's because they've been continually improving it. Tales of Vesperia, if you've ever played Tales of Symphonia, that's something like that, man. Wow, it's been so long. This is decent. This is a decent pack, especially if you're a little bit more into the nerdy side of things. This isn't a bad one at all. Control the narrative. Interesting. Beyond Two Souls. These are some games I've actually been wanting to try for a while. Twin Mirror. Interesting. Okay. That is enough for today, guys. We are going to be wrapping this up. Any last things you want to mention before we end today's? I am not going to be streaming on Twitch tonight, but I will stream on in the future. I will be playing some horror games on there once I get through Cyberpunk. We'll see how long that takes. And then also I am working on a point system for people that watch the Twitch to be able to use those points to be included in giveaways for streams. So just keep an eye out for that. Eureka, 10 slots, micro SD card case holder storage fits in the Steam Deck case. Yeah, nice. Good to know, Eureka. I have a 3D printed SD card case, and I do really well with it. I really like it. Rachie, the Hack Last Record are 4 remastered games in one package. That the Hack Last. I mean, that was originally a game. Anime or manga probably. Dot Hack is what you're talking about. So Dot Hack Last Recode. Okay, so that's 4 games in one remaster. Interesting. I know I've played the older games of the Dot Hacks, and they do not hold up well. The problem with games from Japan is that they don't add a lot of detail. They go after characters, cool like combat, and a little bit of environment, but the environment's usually really dull. I hate to say it. Okay, guys. Thank you for watching. If you have anything else you want to say, let me know. If there's any content you want to see me do stuff on, I will try my best to do it. And then also, if you become a member of the channel, you get unlocked bonus levels from the podcast and also more stuff to come in the near future. Eureka.hackrecode. Nice. I haven't played. In fact, I should probably pick this up. When does it end? I'm waiting to get paid before I spend more money. Okay, it ends in 20 days, so cool. I already have like half those games though. Okay. Oh, it's the old PS2 days too. Yeah, Lumkey, 100%. Reichi, Japanese are masters of grind before MMORPGs existed. 100% they were, Reichi. Eureka, have a good night. You too. Thank you guys for the support, for being members, for being here and chatting with me and just everything. It's been awesome. You guys have been amazing. And with that, good things are to come. Keep an eye out also for, hopefully you guys will be interested in helping be just on the journey of my game development too. There's going to be a lot there. Eureka, do giveaways for the key then? As a good point, I will do giveaways for the key. Yeah, that's what I do. Sometimes when I buy these packs, I'll keep some one for some for me and I'll give some away. So thank you guys. Peace out. Good idea. We'll have some more giveaways in the future.